Welcome back to LJ's Comic Burrow. My name is Jay. I'm the host of the show, and let's do a little introductions. This little guy here, his name is Simba. He is an amazing cat, and if you ever watched any of my earlier shows, he's the cat my dog rescued in the middle of the road. This little boy is half blind, but all love. I'm gonna tell you that about this little fella here, and he does fit his name, Simba the lion. Yeah, he doesn't care who he attacks, how big they are. He is all kinds of fun. I will tell you that right now about this little boy. So, first thing I'm going to do is say, if you like what you're watching, you like what you're seeing, please subscribe for all those that have not subscribed yet. And please leave a comment, because the best thing about doing a show like this is to be able to, have conversations with those with like interest, either comics or rescues. So, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to do the show with him. Oh, he wants to get down. Yeah, okay. We'll get you down? Okay. There you go, Butter. All right. So, this week we have actually a little bit of light reading, especially after 2 weeks. I was kind of surprised at how light the reading really was. But then again, you know something? I'm not reading that other series anymore. Holy crap. I counted. It was 64 books. 64 books you made me read, X-Men. Dear God, why? With a story that never ends. Never, ever, never, ever, never, ever ends. So, let's get into actually some good reading here. And let me tell you a little bit about this book. This is the new series. I think it came out last week by Chip Zdarsky. Daniel Acuna is the artist for this book. This is a phenomenal book. Before I show it to you, I want to tell you a little bit about this. Before I read this, now I'm reading Jed MacKay's Avengers, and that is really, really good. I absolutely love Jed MacKay's writing. I absolutely love his storytelling. He knows where he's going, and he gets you right to where you need to be. So for me to actually go pick up another Avengers book, I was a little iffy, but it's Chip. All right, Chip is a fantastic writer, and I have read the reviews of this, and people weren't really thrilled. What do I got to say to those people? Fuck them. Holy shit. Let's show you this. It's Avengers Twilight. It's an amazing series so far. I mean, the first issue just came out, so I can't judge the whole series. But after reading this is awesome. All right? Grumpy Captain America? Come on. I mean, he's angry. He's upset about how things are going. He's in the beginning of this. Spoiler. He's not super. He doesn't have his superhuman strength anymore. All that is gone. All you have is just old man Captain America, just trying to make it through life. And after taking a beating, and after dealing with the everyday issues and the horrors going on in the world, he picks up the mantle, gets his strength back, and now you got grumpy ass Captain America ready to take on the world and bring back the old man Avengers. Can I tell you something? Pick this book up now. If you can find a copy, pick it up. Don't be late on this one. This is definitely the book that you want to pick up and read if you're an Avengers fan. And hell, this made me a fan of the Avengers. So I'm going to tell you right now, this is fucking awesome. Pick it up. I'm so behind this series. I got the shiny book. Look at that. old man grumpy Captain America driving down the road on his motorcycle. Look at that. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, beautiful work. I'm telling you right now, don't sleep on this. It is amazing. So, this one, I've shown you the shiny book of this before already. I found out I paid for and never got it. And I didn't even check to see, check through my comic books. Normally, I always get what I pay for. They actually didn't have it at the store over at Comics Connections in York, Pennsylvania. And they sit there and they're like, Jay, we didn't give it to you, but we have a book that you paid for. Here you go. To me, I'm cool with that because it's Greg Capullo's Vengeance of Moon Knight, issue number 1. And I love Greg Capullo's work. So if he ever goes back to Spawn, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to have to get a couple more of those covers. There's a lot wrong with Spawn at this present time. And I know I'm building up. I will be getting 349. I will be getting 350. And I will be getting 351 just to finish that storyline. Because I absolutely do love Todd McFarlane's artwork, and he is writing for those, at least for those 3 issues. So I will be getting those just to read to see how they kind of just finish one storyline and see where they're building to next time. So, but Greg Capullo, Vengeance of the Moon Knight, issue number 1. And yes, I read it and I did a review on it, and awesome. So, let's get to my next book here. I am sad to see this book end. I don't know if they're going to be doing a volume 2 for this. If they do, I will definitely resubscribe. Maxwell Prince has proven to be just one of the most phenomenal writers on the independent scene. And it's hard to say independent scene anymore. Image is huge. It really isn't. It really isn't an independent, an independent comic book distributor or comic book publisher anymore. They're one of the big times. They're one of the big 3, actually. So if you're going to sit there and you think of some of the great horror writers and creative horror writers, not just a straight, I'm going to tell a story, but a different way, and tries to come up with different ways to be able to bring horror to life on paper and pen and deliver some amazing magic. Maxwell Prince is one of those standout writers. And him bringing Martin Morazzo, with him from Ice Cream Man to finish up this last issue of the Swan Song, he hit a home run. And the cover here, let's just show it to you. It is Swan Song issue 6. They redid this When the Sidewalk Ends and Where the Sidewalk Ends. And I'm going to be honest with you, the poetry, and yes, they did it just like that book. The poetry is awesome. It tells a great story. Each individual poem is another day in the life of the main character. So I'm going to be honest with you. If you slept on this, and I've been telling you about this for a few months now, pick this book up, find some of these back issues, and enjoy some amazing writing. So each issue is done by a different artist. He finished it up with an Ice Cream Man kind of crossover. So Ice Cream Man does make an appearance in this book. Go get this issue. I'm going to tell you, you won't regret it. I know I've even at my job, I got my boss to read some of these Swan songs, and she loved it. So, and she's a huge fan of horror, so it was an easy sell for me, at least. So please go pick this up. that one's sad for. I mean, to have that bookend, I am pretty saddened by that. I'm excited to see where Ice Cream Man, the next Ice Cream Man is. That should be coming up within the next month or two. I know the issues haven't been coming out monthly, so I'm excited to get my next Ice Cream Man after reading that. Okay. I usually sell this book pretty hard. I do. I sell this book usually pretty hard. I am a fan of the writing. Usually a fan of the artwork. This time the writing was good. It was kind of jumpy for me, and the artwork was kind of almost like you were dealing with cartoon Big Head, especially with some of the characters. So it kind of took me out of the story. I definitely want to finish it up. I want to see where it goes. So let me tell you a little bit about it. It's Guardians of the Galaxy issue 10. Normally I have nothing but nice things to say about that. Say about this and Group Fall and the whole story, and honestly they are having the next annual that is coming out for this book. It is the finishing up of Group Fall. I don't know if it's going to be finishing up the series altogether or if they're going to be moving on. It pretty much didn't really leave you much interpretation. It just kind of put it out there that they are finishing up at least the storyline. So it could go either way. But after the artwork, it really did. It was like a Scotty Young Big Head in some of the blocks. So you have to read it if you're following the storyline, but I wish you didn't have to, unfortunately. But I would like to see where Group Fall ends and see where this next issue, where the next series of Guardians of the Galaxy actually goes. So that is issue 10 for me. So let's say hopefully it redeems itself after the annual there. I found out I paid for this also and never received it. I received I think I went out and made sure I got cover A. So I did already read this. I think I already went over it. This is issue 4 of The Flash. I love this cover. So I was glad I actually got this cover. I'm glad they reminded me that this is the cover I actually wanted and actually paid for. So love that cover. I think that's the first cover appearance of the President. So yeah, pretty cool for me. Now the next several books here, I'm going to be honest, they are on my wife's pickup wives. Like, I have plenty of them. I make one angry. Dear God, if I could imagine having a few, just making them all angry. So this is my wife's pickups for the books. And you guys have all heard over and over again how much of a Wolverine fan she is. So I got her a bunch of Wolverine covers for that 60-year anniversary or 50-year anniversary here of Wolverine. Now this one has been done before. So basically they just took an old print and put it on a new comic book. I actually have the original print. They did a couple different kinds of colors. They did this one. I think my wife has, and then I actually have a really cool one. It's a red, white, and black copy, which is amazing when you sit there and think about, where the blood would be and everything. So I think that's better than this one. But hey, this is not for me. But it is great art. It is great artwork. So this is after Mike Zeck. Here is after Mike Zeck. This is the Sensational She-Hulk. This is the Wolverine cover, also after Mike Zeck. And we all know where this is from, Secret Wars issue number 8. I actually think these covers have been done well. I mean, when you're sitting there and you think of all the great covers out there in the comic world and how memorable they are and what they're memorable for, there's certain ones that really have been well overdone. The Spider-Man issue 1, 300. This one right here. I mean, it was a great cover the first time. It was a great cover maybe the first 15 times, but after a while, it's just. I mean, when you have a G.I. Joe cover with it also, it's kind of like, dear God, where does it end? So, another after Mike Zeck. But none of them come close to this next cover. And this is the new issue of Wolverine, which I did not read. I'm done. Like I said, I am done with the motherfucking X-Men. I'm done. It's over. It's finished. For me, I'm done. To me, I'm saying the end. You can't say it. I'm going to say it. But Benjamin Percy is an amazing writer. I will say and tell people, if you see Benjamin Percy writing out there, go pick it up, go check it out, and go read it. You usually won't regret it. I actually enjoyed everything that I did read from Benjamin Percy, coming from the Ghost Rider and also from Wolverine. And he also did the Predator series, and he also did Predator versus Wolverine. So, Benjamin Percy, you sold me on all your stuff. I'm X-Men out. So, that being said, Mr. Clayton Crane, this is awesome. This is probably, to me, the cover of the week. Right there. With that Canadian flag over him, draped over him. It's just, Clayton Crane, this is definitely the best, I think, so far Wolverine cover. Most creative right there. Absolutely love this. I saw this and I was like, man, my wife is going to absolutely fall in love with this cover. And she did. Crane really does do a great job. If you ever get on Facebook and you ever want to see some really cool stuff, subscribe to his Facebook page. You actually get to watch him draw and do some amazing stuff. I know Todd McFarlane used to do it when COVID was going on. Well, Clayton Crane is doing it now, and you can see some of his creative stuff that he is doing when he's doing other imprints on different comic books, when he's sitting there adding, and oh man, it's fantastic. The actual amazing work he is doing. So, all right. Now if you get to cover A, I did not show cover A. We have it. There's a reason why. Because in the corner, up here, in the white, it said The Fall of X on it. I wasn't going to read it. You got me already. You're not getting me again. No. So I'm done. Like I said, I'm done with The Fall of X. I can't even believe you guys tried shoving another Fall of the X books. Fall of X is over. It's over. 64 flipping books. You can't shove me anymore. This actually made a number, I think, 64. So 64 issues in, I'm finished. Made me buy another flipping Fall of X book. What the? And oh yeah, let's get to this also. This is Iron Man. I think this is issue 14. This is the Greg and Tim Hildebrandt cover. Now, personally, I picked this out and I tried dropping it because I found out it wasn't part of that Fall of X issue, and I was like, man, I don't really want another Iron Man book. I'm done. But I kept thinking to myself without actually seeing it, because when I saw the previews, it was a blank screen. I was like, man, the Hildebrands really usually do a great job. So I'll if I'm going to have to get stuck with one, I'm going to get the Hildebrand cover, because I did try canceling it. Unfortunately, it was already done. So I made sure I got this cover. And after I got it, and I've been looking at it here for quite some time, probably for the last hour or two, it's okay at best. Again, I wasn't going to read it. It's part of that Fall of X series that they're trying to throw another book in there, or at least it's the in between issue between Fall of X and the House of X, the Death of X, or whatever the fuck it's being called anymore these days. But this is somehow connected to the series, because they're still considering still fighting Orcus. So after looking at this, though, it looks really good, except for that face. Something about that face just doesn't look right to me. I don't know what it is. I think it looks because it looks flat. And I think that's what it really is. It looks like he's got flat face. He looks almost like Voldemort. Yeah, Voldemort. He almost looks like Voldemort. And that's what's really throwing me off. It's like Iron Man Voldemort. I don't know. Either way, I was excited to get this until when I actually got it, and I was like, I'm so sorry. But either way, it's going to my wife's collection, not mine, so there's that. All right, and last book here. This is Daredevil, and I wish it would actually say it on the cover. Another Wolverine cover. And this is pretty much, I think, homage to... God, I wish I knew which Daredevil it was an homage to. I don't remember if it was Daredevil issue number 1 or 2. To me, that's a pretty cool cover. It's not the cover of the week, but dear God, that is a pretty cool cover. The artwork is fantastic. And no, I'm not reading this version of Daredevil. I actually walked away. Once everybody was done with the last issues, I was actually done with Daredevil. So I actually needed a break from Daredevil. And you can't get any better than After Kirby. So, but there you go. They're the books I actually picked up for this week. So let's talk to all those that have not subscribed. If you like what you watched, if you like what you saw, if you like the words that are coming out of this mouth, and you haven't subscribed yet, please like, please subscribe, please share. And the best thing about doing this show is having that conversation. So please leave a comment and let me know which issue you thought had the best cover. Personally, like I said, it's kind of hard to fight with that crane. So beautiful work right there. So from my family to your family, if you're wanting to rescue, let me reach out to you right now. Make sure you do your research on whatever animal that you're going to pick up and bring home and have join your loving family, because you never know what kind of issues or whatever problems might come up later on in its life. So from my family to your family, please stay safe, have a wonderful night, great week, and hopefully see you back all next week on LJ's Comic Burrow.